Unleash the power of knowledge and connect with the heartbeat of the African diaspora. Download our African Diaspora News Channel app now on Google Play and Apple App Store. Stay informed with authentic and diverse perspectives, breaking news, and cultural insights. Immerse yourself in a community that celebrates unity, resilience, and progress. Experience the vibrancy of the diaspora at your fingertips. Don't miss out. Empower your perspective today. Search African Diaspora News Channel and join the conversation.
My name is Naledi Mfoloe, and it is my absolute pleasure to welcome you to the latest edition of the African Diaspora News Channel, where we unravel the stories that shape our world and our communities. Now, as many of you may know, right, South Africa has long struggled to bridge the digital divide, especially in rural areas where reliable internet connectivity has actually been a huge issue, right? Now, enter Starlink, Elon Musk's satellite internet service that has actually promised to bring fast and affordable internet to remote areas. Sounds great, right? But unfortunately, the story here has become more complicated, especially given Elon Musk's growing tensions with the South African government. Now, there's a new contender in the ring, which is SpaceSail. Now, SpaceSail is a Chinese-backed satellite internet provider. And I do have to say, personally, I think that this shift towards SpaceSail is more than just a business move. I think it's a political and economic decision, one that I feel South Africa and indeed Africa as a whole should be making. Now, let me be clear, right? I don't think we should be supporting Starlink at this point. Not with the way Elon Musk has handled things lately. I mean, his outspoken criticism of South Africa's Black economic empowerment regulations, which require foreign telecom companies to offer a 30% equity stake to historically disadvantaged groups, right, has been problematic. And Elon Musk called these regulations openly racist, suggesting in a very misguided way, by the way, that Starlink's inability to operate in South Africa was because of his race. Now, as a Black South African, that kind of statement is not just offensive, but it's downright disrespectful, because we all know that the purpose of BEE is to correct the wrongs of apartheid and ensure that the wealth generated in South Africa benefits all its people, especially those who were oppressed for a very long time. So when Elon Musk tries to frame this as a racial issue, particularly when he's a billionaire American who has never experienced our struggles, it comes off a bit tone deaf and arrogant, if you ask me. But it's not just about Musk's words, right? I think it's about the bigger picture. South Africa, right, as well as the broader African continent, needs to take a hard look at who we align ourselves with, because China, with its long history of support for African liberation movements and its growing economic ties to our continent, is a much more logical partner for us at this stage. SpaceSail, backed by China, is in a very unique position, not only to offer us the connectivity we desperately need, but to do so in a way that doesn't come with strings attached. So when I think about it, SpaceSail makes more sense for South Africa than Starlink. First off, because China is our second largest trading partner. And I mean, we're a part of BRICS alliance together. So this gives SpaceSail a strategic advantage, right? So unlike Musk, who has clashed with our government over policies, China has been an ally in the past and has helped fund and build critical infrastructure across Africa. And their interest in supporting Africa's development isn't motivated by exploitation or the desire to extract resources, as we've often seen it from Western powers. Also, SpaceSail is likely to be more affordable, which is very crucial for South Africa, if you ask me, because we've had a very significant number of people living in poverty. And if we're going to bridge the digital divide, I think it's only right that it's not just about getting internet to the elites or the middle class, but it's about ensuring that our rural communities, our students in townships, our young people in underserved areas have access to the tools they need to succeed. And you know what? I truly believe that with China's involvement, we'll see the prices come down, which would allow a government to subsidize internet access for those who need it the most, like our students and communities that have been left behind. So we can't rely on Musk's promises, especially when his company hasn't even properly applied for a license here. Now, on a larger scale, I feel this is a call for all of Africa to actually wake up and think critically about where our alliances lie. I believe it's time that we reject the nations in the West that have historically exploited our people and our resources. The West has never been interested in helping Africa rise. If anything, it has always been about extraction and control. So for me, the choice is here. South Africa should just go with SpaceSail. We need to align ourselves with partners who are willing to work with us and not against us. Partners who are not trying to impose their own ideologies and dismiss our sovereignty. I believe that SpaceSail might just be the gateway to bridging our digital divide, and I think it might come with the added benefit of an economic partnership that respects our interest as a nation. What are your thoughts on this? Please, let's continue the conversation in the comments section. We really want to hear from you. And while you're at it, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up.